Good morning, everybody. As per the usual, the healing intentions are set for you folks. So if you want them, go ahead and breathe them in and decree them for your highest and greatest good, only and always. So I'm glad that you guys all enjoyed the reading on the two suns. That was really fun for me to do. It was a nice break. I'm going to be delving into lots more stuff that is fun for me and a nice break. And an important piece of the world that we're living in that no one talks about. Um, Believe me, I've had, like, my whole life has been full of spiritual experiences that maybe others are experiencing but don't talk about, or possibly they're experiencing and brushing off, or just thinking they're crazy, or who knows. But I think we need to start sharing these experiences because this is where truth is found, and this is where we start piecing the puzzle together. The cabal's been really good at creating a society where everybody keeps their mouths shut, because if everybody started talking, we would realize that this world is not what it seems, and that there's far more to it than what appears, and that we're far more powerful, right? So basically, that is what my reading is about this morning, because I get a lot of fearful stuff. I do. And I've told you all before, I make a conscious choice not to walk with fear. And it is a choice, you guys. It's a choice. And we have to be discerning, and we have to feel our way through things. Fear is addictive, and so the brain screams for more. So you have to literally, like, train your brain, retrain your brain. And you can do it. We can retrain our brain on many things. We can retrain our brains to not always go to the negative. We can retrain our brains to speak in a more positive way. We can retrain our brains to stop seeking out the scary stuff, and we can retrain our brains to, rather than grabbing onto it, learn how to decipher it and see if it's actually something that we need to be concerned about or not. But I've said this a million times, so if I've said it a million times, I'm going to say it 1,000,001. We're far more powerful than you know. They've deliberately taught you that you're not, and they've kept you small because they want to harness your energy, and they use it against you for what they want. So you're literally working for the cabal for free when you jump into a fear space. You're helping to manifest and ground that into earth. The fearful energy that you're feeling matches perfectly in alignment with the words and the thoughts that you're having. That goes out into the universe, manifests, and grounds it into earth for them. So it's super important for people to realize their own power and start focusing their feelings and their thoughts and their words on the good stuff, so that that goes out into the universe, and that's grounded into earth, and that's manifested. And that's why I tell everybody, be the kid like in Peter Pan. His happy place was his marbles. He was looking for his marbles so that he could manifest himself to fly, right? So go back to your childhood happy place. Pull in that feeling of joy and happiness and love, and think good thoughts and manifest from there. Every time you get off track and you start going towards fear rather than ruminating on it, pull yourself back in. Make a conscious effort to pull yourself in, take yourself to that happy place, and manifest the good stuff. Because for far too long, they've kept us small, and they've kept us working for them to manifest their ugliness into being. And basically, when we grab onto the fear porn that they put out there, the propaganda, and we feel it, and we talk about it, and we ruminate on it, and we put it out there, we're consenting. We're consenting by doing that. The universe hears you doing it, and it looks as though it's okay to ground that into earth, right? There are universal laws, and They put it out there for us to consent to by ruminating on it and fearing it and creating it into being. So when you hear this stuff, just say no. Just say no. No, no, no. Put yourself back in, go to a happy place, and manifest the good stuff. I can't say this enough. I cannot say this enough. So we've got to learn our own power. It's got to be, if we want a better world and we say that we want a better world, we've got to stop focusing on fear, negativity, horrendous things, and ruminating on them and grounding them into earth. Does that make sense? I've said it so a million times, 1,000,001. I'll say it trillions of times probably in my lifetime, because it's so important. It's so important that we learn to stop working for these assholes for free. So that's what I'm reading on today, you guys. I'm reading on what the cabal is doing with our energy, okay? So what the cabal does with our energy, well, they try to, like, if you look at this in this deck, the Hermit, she's high frequency, okay? The Hermit is a light that shines in the darkness. She's very high frequency. And so what they do with us, they toss us into this cave and they make us feel lack. She doesn't have clothes on. Her food is like limited. She's going crazy. She feels in a state of lack, right? So that's what they want you creating for them with your frequency. They want to keep your frequency secret and take it away from you. Cross your frequency over because they know how powerful you are, you guys. Across from that, the cabal wants to keep you sidetracked. They want to keep you caught up in things so that you aren't feeling. See, the moon's trying to get these people to feel something other than being all caught up and distracted, so that you're not feeling what's going on around you, so that you're not deciphering things, so that you can easily be bitten. They want to keep you backed up against the wall, feeling sick, vulnerable, and helpless all the time. That way you're manifesting for them and they can trip you up, okay? So they want to box you in. They want to harness your frequency. They want to box you in. They want to keep your frequency doing damage to oneself, okay? So literally they want to keep your frequency in a place where it's harming you rather than helping you, so that they can harness it. They harness that energy. This is the sun. We harness energy from the sun, right? They harness our energy, and they work to keep us sound asleep so that we keep giving them our energy for free. More of that story is they hide behind the scenes so that you don't know they're there with their ill intentions for the world. And they put out people in power that look integral, that have hidden knowledge that they keep under the surface so that they can keep us in chaos and not seeing the truth. And when I asked if I got it right, I got yes. They literally use us to feed their journey. They use us. They harness us. Okay? You've seen the alien movies where people are up in pods and they're harnessing their energy. They're literally doing that to us, you guys. Okay? They're literally doing that to us. So then I said, okay, now we know that. So now tell us a story about what happens when we stand in our power and we use our thoughts and our words and our power for our own sake, okay? So when we stand in our power, they can't touch us. The Knight of Pentacles is completely protected from anything negative. He goes out into the world and he's completely protected. The Knight of Pentacles also is highly abundant. His cup runneth over. So if we protect ourselves, we can create our own abundance. We protect ourselves, they can't touch us. And our cup runneth over, okay? Across from that, we become the creators in our world. This guy is creating, okay? We become our own, we become the creators of the world. Instead of working and creating for them, we start to create for ourselves. And we can feel. The Knight of Cups is all about feelings. See how he's protected? But he can feel everything around him, okay? So the cabal becomes very disappointed because the table turns on them and we become the powerful ones that can stomp out the bad stuff and create our own wish fulfillment. We literally become the creators of the universe in wish fulfilling ways, okay? So more of a story there. We become justice. We become justice. And in other decks, justice is holding the karmic scales, right? But we become justice when we stand in our power. They can't touch us. So we become justice, all right? We put an ending to the stealing. We put an ending to the thief under the table. We put an ending to things that they want to do here on the earth plane all over the world just by standing in our power. We can end that. We can be justice and we can end it and we can expose the thief under the table. That's how powerful we are. That's how powerful we are. We become justice and we become great healers of the world. And they can't touch us. Right? So every time someone decides that they're going to step into themselves and into their power, this is one more victory that we have around the world. Imagine if we all did that. Imagine if we all started doing that, being the masters of our own destiny and our own universe and saying, oh yeah, they've thrown that out there. That's not going to happen. And you counteract it. You heal it. You become justice, right? You put an ending to their games and their schemes. You do it just by standing in your power and being that natural creator. And you create with those feelings and you can feel everything. You know everything. You become the wish fulfiller, right? Your cup runneth over. You're able to stand in your power and you can stomp out the bad stuff. They are super disappointed. They don't want that. They do not want that. When I asked if I got this right, I got the High Priestess. Absolutely did I get this reading right. And it makes them uncomfortable to think that we might do that. Right? It makes them uncomfortable. And it makes people uncomfortable who haven't yet stood in their power. Because when you start pulling in that frequency, it might feel scrambled a little bit, right? Because it's a higher frequency than you used to. It's a higher frequency than what your body is used to taking on. But you know what? You ground to the earth. You do your spiritual practices. You stay spiritually grounded. You keep retraining your brain, and that discomfort goes away. And then you go up another level, and the uncomfortable feeling comes back, and you know that you've leveled up. And you do more spiritual grounding, and you do the things that you need to do to keep yourself in a good place. And you work your way through it, and then you take on that vibration, and that becomes comfortable again. And you keep doing your spiritual work, and then all of a sudden you've leveled up, and your frequency feels different, and you make sure that you bump up your spiritual grounding and your spiritual practices so that you can be comfortable in your own power. And that's how you do it. It's called growth. Growth is always uncomfortable, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So I just feel like this is important. It's just a really important message to get out. You guys are powerful. So when you are listening, you've got to remember that there is disinformation on all of the channels. I don't care if it's your favorite person that you're listening to or not. If they're saying something that's making you uncomfortable, say no. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Get everybody that you love to say no. That's not going to happen. I mean, we've got to stand in our power at some point. We've got to stop feeding these guys. We have to stop feeding these guys. They harness our energy. So why do you want to give that to them? Why would any of us want to give them the energy that they're looking to harness? Because it feeds them. It feeds them in their journey. And it's to our detriment. It's to our detriment. It's to our detriment. They have ill intentions. They keep things hidden. They keep us in chaos. You guys, stand in your power. Start today. And the more you start doing that, the more you're going to start feeling just how magical you are. Just how magical. And then you're going to start going, oh my God, I can't believe that I gave all of that away to things that were meant to hurt me. They were meant to hurt me. They were designed to hurt me. Ill intentions. And not just me, but the people I love and everybody upon the earth. It's really time, you guys. It's really time. So step out of that fear and start using that to ignite movement. Fear is not meant to be ruminated on. Fear is meant to ignite movement. So if something scares you, let it ignite you into movement where you say no, and then you see it healed. Right? Let it ignite you into movement instead of keeping you stuck and ruminating and them harnessing the energy to feed their own journey. Okay? So anyway, I hope that you guys got a little value out of this. Know that I'm sending you lots of love and many, many blessings. And until next time, I'll see you.